morning, friends. How are you? Welcome to your Sunday Relax and Reset class. I am Nadine, and I'm once again at the Melbourne Botanical Gardens, at the same lake that we had a class at a few weeks ago. Oh, the birds are putting on a show for you. um, I asked them to do that before we started class. Yeah, we just did a slightly different angle, and so I found this little nook and hope you enjoy it. I also hope you've had a great week with all of the PFP classes so far, and that you're having a restful Sunday morning. Let's get started. As always, slide your shoes off, set yourself up with a comfortable chair, a spare chair for our standing component, or be near a countertop, and anything else you would need to support your class, whether that be cushions, blankets, a little step, whatever you need, whatever other props you find helpful. All right, let's get started. Go ahead and sit back in your chair. Relax your legs, set them out in front of you, feet wide apart. And then lean back into your chair, be fully held by the support of your chair. Close your eyes down, turn your palms up towards the sky, and just pause for a moment or two. Allow your mind to catch up with your physical body, which is seated, starting to relax on your chair. Let the events of the morning that you have had so far start to fade into the background of your mind. Create space for yourself today. And as you're ready, take a deep breath in and a long breath out. And again, inhale and an exhale. One more time, deep breath in and a long breath out. Release any control of your breath and just draw your awareness back into your body and start to progressively relax parts of your body. So heavy your feet into the support of the earth. Relax the muscles of your calves, your thighs, especially the fronts of your hips. We can hold a lot of tension here. Relax your outer hips, relax all of the muscles all the way up your spine. Soften your shoulders, open across the front of your chest. Feel the weight of your hands as they rest in your lap. Let this feeling of progressive relaxation move up your face, soften your forehead, the muscles around your eyes, between your eyebrows, muscles of your cheeks, jaw. Feel everything soften and relax. Given we are having our class today by this gorgeous lake, I would like the theme of water, of fluidity, to be a real focus of our class today. We'll start with a short little meditation. I'd like you to imagine, first of all, that it is a warm summer's day. Not too hot, but definitely warm enough that you would feel open to floating in the gorgeous lake behind me. Let's imagine that it's crystal clear and clean as well. So if you can picture yourself floating on the surface of the water and If the surface of this lake doesn't really appeal to you, perhaps the surface of the ocean, the pool, if you have one in your back garden, any sort of body of water floating down a stream or a river that you may have connected to in your past. Feel the warmth of the sun warming your face, warming the front surface of your body. The water that you float in is warm and comforting, easing away any aches and pains that you may have in your body. Your body is completely relaxed, held and supported here as you float. With every breath, as you move deeper into feeling into this sensation of being held, fully supported by the water that you find yourself floating in. Allow your breath to deepen, any lingering tension in your body to relax. Feel into the fact that you are safe, warm, supported. And notice the little ripples of water, of current, of tide on the surface of the body of water that you're floating in. Notice as you bob around, gently ebbing and flowing in this direction and that. Allow yourself to be carried by that body of water. As you float, acknowledge on the surface of every body of water there will be movement and depending on the weather, choppiness and a flowing kind of energy. Tap into that. Feel any gripping or holding on to experiences of the week that has just been, or concerns, worries, projections about the week that you may have ahead start to melt away. And instead, you are flowing free, easy on this surface of water, allowing yourself to be carried, safe and held. And as you float, becoming more and more relaxed, visualize the water about a meter below the surface. Any waves, currents, tides, any movement in the water has stilled when you go that little bit deeper below the surface. There is a sense of steadiness, of greater ease and real stability. As you feel into this, imagine that same sense of steadiness, ease, support, and stability within yourself. Dive deep internally to that place within you that is always calm and always quiet. Our surface experiences, our day-to-day experiences can be choppy. We can feel pulled in this direction and that direction by different tides, swayed by people, experiences. But deep within us, there is that part, that place that is always calm and quiet and steady. So as you float in this visualization, see if you can tap into that place. The day-to-day worries do not bother you. Feel that surface tension melt away. And instead, a feeling of calm, of tranquility, of peace wash over you. And hold on to that feeling for a few cycles of breath. At the end of your next exhale, start to make your way out of this floating water visualization. Hold on to that feeling of deep peace and ease and warmth and support. As you're ready, start to blink your eyes open. Come back to the space that we find ourselves in. Sit yourself up, nice and tall in your chair. Sit yourself up with your feet directly beneath your knees. Relax your shoulders down. And imagine you are holding within both of your hands a small ball. Start to roll that ball around in your hands, waking up the wrists. Keep your shoulders relaxed, face relaxed. If you feel more inclined to close your eyes, go ahead and do that. And just imagine you're rolling this ball around in your hands. Fluid, steady movement. And eventually start to increase the size of the ball. Some very excited birds in our background. Wouldn't have it any other way. Rolling your ball around in your hands, getting bigger and bigger with each movement until you have the size of a small beach ball between your hands. Keep that wrist movement going, but notice now that you are bringing more elbow and shoulder movement in, slowly waking up the body. Can't help but look around and see what's going on behind me. Wonderful, everyone. You can free that ball visualization from your mind. Just sweep your hands behind you. As you breathe in, turn your palms to the sky or reach up. As you breathe out, bow forward, palms to the earth, fold forward, sweep your hands behind you. Exhale. Inhale, reach all the way up. Really waking up through the shoulders now. Exhale, bow forward and down. Inhale and lift up. Gather up. Exhale to bow. One more time. Big breath in. Full reach. And breathe out. Bow. Staying with this fluid movement now. Imagining with your left hand that you are holding a piece of paper or a book in that hand. Widen your feet slightly. And you're going to draw your left hand as if you're reading that book. Follow your palm with your gaze all the way over to your right side. Float that left hand down, reach your right hand up, and follow that right hand all the way around, starting to bring some lovely rotation into the spine. Right hand scoops away, left hand up, left hand down, right hand up. Once more to each side. Lead with that left hand. And over to the right. And then float your right hand down to your right knee, left hand to your left knee. Heel toe your feet directly beneath both knees now. Let's bring a more of a static stretch rotation in. Take your left hand to the outside of your right knee. Your right hand, grab a hold of your chair behind you. Ground down into your sit bones. As you inhale, find length through the crown of your head. And on the exhale, use your right hand pulling into the side of your chair to twist. Pause here, breathe in, and breathe out. One more time, inhale, and an exhale. Nice, everyone. Take your right hand to the outside of your left knee, catch a hold of your chair with your left hand, press into your left knee, pull into your chair, and twist. As you inhale, think about lengthening, creating space between each of your vertebrae. And as you exhale, a lovely twist. Pause here, one more breath in, and a breath out. Draw yourself back to center. Let's come back to waking up our arms now, circling your wrists around. Keeping that breath flowing, take them back in the other direction. Keep those shoulders relaxed. And then turn both hands to face up to the sky. We're going to reach forward as you inhale. Exhale, turn your palms away from one another. Sweep your hands all the way back behind you. Puff your heart forward. Inhale, reach forward, lean forward. Exhale, turn your palms away from them. Sweep wide. Twice more through. Deep breath in. Breathe out. Inhale. And an exhale. Settle your hands back. Hold on to the back of your chair. Make sure your feet are right beneath you so you feel nice and steady here, and then press your heart forward. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, gaze up towards the sky. Breathe in across the front of your heart. And a breath out. One more, just like that. Inhale. And exhale. Wonderful. Draw yourself back to an upright seat. Circle your shoulders up, back, and down a few times. And settle them down your back. Widen your feet once again, just a little wider than hip width distance apart. Now we'll add our legs into the reading a book motion that we were doing before. So I'll show you what it looks like first, and we'll actually incorporate this into a standing variation as well later on in class. So start once again with your left hand. Place your book or your sheet of paper that you're reading up in front of you. And then draw yourself all the way over to the right. As you come over to the right, step your right foot wide. And then scoop that left foot down. Reach your right hand high. Scoop all the way over. Step your left foot to the left. Left hand comes all the way around to your right knee. Step that right foot in. Scoop down. Right foot comes around to the left. Step your left foot in as the right foot sweeps down. Left foot up, left hand up and over to the right. Step wide, scoop away. Right hand up, sweep it to the left. Step your left foot wide. Slowly place that right hand down. Left hand up, over to the right. This time as your left hand scoops away, you step your right foot in. Right hand circles around to the left, and as your right foot scoops down, you step your left foot in. Let's do that one more time. Left hand all the way over to the right, step the foot wide, scoop it down and away. Right hand up, reach around to the left, step your left foot wide, and then release. Left hand up, both feet are wide, circle to the right. And as you scoop your left hand down, this time you step your right foot in. Right hand comes up and circles around to the left. When you scoop your right hand down, step your left foot in. Circle your shoulders up, back and down. Up, back and down. One more, up, back and down. Wonderful. Let's keep warming our legs up. Take both hands beneath your right thigh and take some lovely sweeping circles with that right hip. Time your breath with the movement. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Over to the other side. Scoop beneath your left thigh. Pick up your left knee. Circle it wide. Back and down. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, up. And exhale to lower. Widen your feet once again. Much wider than hip width distance apart this time. Draw your right knee to center. Inhale, lift it up. Left knee to center. Inhale, up. Exhale, right knee down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lift. One more to each side. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Wash both knees from side to side. Windscreen wiper the knees. Start with a small range of movement, and as you feel ready, you can deepen that rotation with your hips. Wonderful. And all the way back to center. Heel toe your feet directly beneath you. I think it's time for a sip of water. I hope you're all feeling well and enjoying this wonderful background that we have. There's about 20 birds just over here, just out of the picture. And they were all very, very friendly as I was setting up earlier. So I wonder if they'll come over and have their moment in the PFP spotlight. I hope they do. All right, moving into our sun salutations. Today, our sun salutations will be of the Tai Chi variety, ones that we have done before. I'll demonstrate in standing and then show you the seated version. Pretty much exactly the same, just sitting down instead of standing up. So if you're standing, have your feet a little wider than hip width distance apart. Gently bend into your knees. And let's start with our hands in a prayer, just to start and find that point where we can take off from. So close your eyes down here. If you're in a seated position, same thing. And let's enjoy 3 breaths. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Inhale. And an exhale. Last time through, deep breath in. Long breath out. Blink those eyes open. You can watch me for the first time around or join straight in. We'll start with our hands right up at our chin in prayer. And then open our hands to the sky. Fold all the way down. Our folding down is an exhale. As you inhale, draw your hands up, your legs, all the way up to a standing position and find a beach ball shape. Exhale to settle into your beach ball. Inhale, feel your arms expand left to right. As you exhale, hands to the tops of your knees. Inhale, slide your hands up your thighs, at your pelvis, draw the backs of your palms together, move up the central line of your body, and then exhale, fold forward and down. That's one full cycle. Inhale, peel up. Exhale, find your beach ball. Inhale, breathe into your beach ball. Exhale, hands to knees. Inhale, slide up your thighs, connect the backs of your palms, lift, lift, lift. And then as you exhale, fold forward and down. If you're standing, keep going. I'm going to slide into a seated position and follow along for those of you in a seated position. Inhale, slide your hands up your legs, sit upright, make that beach ball shape. Pause here, exhale. Inhale, feel your hands expand, your chest brighten. As you exhale, hands to the tops of your knees. Inhale, slide your hands up your thighs, connect the backs of your palms, reach them up to your chin. And then exhale, palms to the sky, fold forward and down. Twice more through. Breathe in, slide up your legs. Breathe out, create the beach ball shape with your hands. Inhale, expand your heart. Exhale, hands to the tops of your knees. Inhale, peel all the way up. When your hands reach your chin, exhale, bow forward and down. I'll do the last variation in standing. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, soft knees, settle beach ball. Inhale, expand through your heart. Exhale, palms to the tops of your knees. Inhale, slide your hands up your thighs all the way to your chin. Exhale, fold forward and down. Stay in this forward fold, whether you're standing or seated, and just sway from side to side. If you don't feel steady standing up, have your chair nearby so that you can reach onto it with one hand and sway it out side to side. Make sure you're supported. And then as you're ready, curl yourself all the way up, stand up tall, circle those shoulders up, back and down. Turn your palms to face forward, whether you're standing or seated, and just close your eyes down. Take a moment to tune into the mind. And notice, is your mind in that place of busyness, like the surface of the ocean or the surface of a body of water? Or is it a little calmer, a little quieter, a little more steady, as if it was about a meter beneath the surface? That's the feeling that we're seeking in today's class. Blink your eyes open. As always, whatever you notice or experience, notice it and experience it without judgment. If your mind still seems a little busy, think, okay, what can I do to quieten it down? How can I turn my awareness more inwards to get more from this practice, this greater sense of peace and tranquility? All right, seated or standing. If you're standing, make sure you have a chair nearby. And we're just coming back to that sweeping movement of the arms up and down. If you're seated, you'll lift up out of your chair, and when you exhale, you'll fold forward. If you're standing, we're going to do some sneaky little squats while we do this. So you can hold onto the chair with one hand and do this with one arm, or you can do it with two hands. So as you breathe in, let's all reach up, palms to the sky. As you breathe out, fold forward. If you're seated, squat down. If you're standing, everyone sweep your hands back behind you. Inhale, stand tall, sit tall, reach up. Exhale, bow forward or squat down, palms behind you. Two more times, deep breath in. If you're holding on with one hand, great option. Exhale, still encourage that nice deep squat. One more time, deep breath in. And a long breath out. Stand tall. Circle the shoulders. Stand or sit tall. Palms down by your side, facing forwards. This is our mountain stance. Steadiness. One deep collective breath in. Slow exhale out. Nice, everyone. All right. If you're standing, stay standing if you still feel comfortable doing that, but have a chair fairly nearby. And if you're seated, again, stay in that seated position. Let's come back to rolling the ball around in our hands. Now, if you're seated, just enjoy this feeling and perhaps start to think about weight shifting your weight from one sit bone to the other. If you're standing, bringing your weight all the way into one foot, then all the way into the other. Keep that breath flowing nice and deep. And if you're doing this with just one hand standing, you can still create a fluid movement with the hand that's free and that weight shift feeling moving from leg to leg. So find something that works for you. We're going to add on. in just a moment to increase the size of that ball, coming more to, say, a basketball size. Keep going with that weight shift side to side. If you're sitting, this is what it looks like. Keep going. If you're doing this in standing, keep your breath going, deep and full. And if you're seated, as you lean over to one side, you're now going to step to that side and lean into that leg, and then come upright, draw the foot in, step over to the other side, lean into the leg, all the while keeping the hands going, and then draw that foot in. So that is what the seated variation looks like. Really think about pouring as much weight into the foot that is stepping out as you possibly can. And you guessed it, we're going to do the same thing in standing. So if you need a chair in front of you, I'll put it there. I'll bring the chair in front of me in just a moment. I just want you to see what I'm doing first. So as you bring your weight into that leg, you're going to bend that knee, lean into that leg, and then come all the way back to center, step the foot in. A little bit of a rock side to side. As you're ready, you'll lean into the other leg, bend into that knee, straighten the opposite leg, and then slowly come back to center. Once you feel ready, you can make the movement a lot more fluid. Bending into one leg, stand tall. Bending into the other leg, and then coming all the way back up. So keep going, finding that ball action. Breath is deep and full. And if you need to do this with the chair in front of you, you can stay with that rhythm. It's a lunge into one leg. The opposite hand that's not holding on can move and sway 2 feet together, and a lunge into the opposite leg. So keep going. I'm making a point of not guiding you from side to side because I really want you to get lost in this movement. Move in a way that feels really intuitive and fluid in your body. If you're feeling particularly steady on your feet standing, option to close the eyes down. Also in a seated position, if that's calling you. It's another thing that you can do. Close the eyes down. Just feel into it. It adds a whole different sensation to the experience. All of a sudden, you're a lot more aware of the feeling of your hands moving free form in space, the feeling of shifting weight from foot to foot, from side to side, when you take out that visual input. Wonderful, everyone. Next time you draw a foot to center, settle. If you're standing, come and take a seat. If you're seated, just pause for a moment, and collectively let's take a deep breath in, a long breath out. One more just like that. Inhale. And an exhale. Big helicopter going overhead. And just let that fly on by. You might be feeling a little bit in your legs here. We did that for quite a while, and it was quite a deep side lunge if you were standing up. So let's just take a moment, massage out through those thighs. So take your time. You can bring both hands onto one leg, massage the top of your leg, the sides of your leg, the bottom of your leg, and then over to the other side. These thighs that work so hard for us, our quadriceps switching on every time we stand up, we take a step, we go up and down a staircase, and then just a little pitter patter up and down those legs. Take a deep breath in, Long breath out. Down the side of the legs. And the insides of your legs. Undersides of both legs. And exhale. Amazing. All right. Let's come into a more static stretch. We'll come into a lunge to stretch the hip flexors. So seated or standing, seated variation. We've done this many times before. So step your left foot, but your right foot, I should say, directly beneath your right knee. And then inch the left toes back so far, only so far as you feel a stretch. Okay, no need to jam the foot all the way back until it gets to the point where it's not sustainable. You want to feel a little bit of a stretching sensation on the front of your hips. And then to deepen that, first of all, we tuck the tailbone down and then shift our hips forward. And that really localizes the stretch to the front of the hip. So if you're in a seated position, you can stay here, pause just like that. If you're standing, holding onto the back of the chair, right foot forward, left foot back, but seal the heel down if you're standing. And then square both of your hips towards the right side, the back of your chair. Slide your tailbone down first towards the floor or the ground, and then lunge into that right knee. Shift your hips forward, and that will get you a nice deep stretch at the front of your left hip, I should say. So we'll all take this stretch quite still. We've been doing a lot of flowing movement up until this point. So just enjoy the feeling of a slow static stretch, and instead make the point of movement of fluidity and focus your breath. Deep breath in, long breath out. 2 more, inhale and exhale. Last time through, breathe in and out. Slide to the front of your chair if you're seated, 2 knees together. Windscreen wiper your knees from side to side. If you're standing, walk the hips out. Let's take it over to the other side. Left foot forward, so if you're seated, you'll slide over to the left side of the chair, supporting beneath your left thigh. If you're standing, it's left foot forward, right foot back. Everybody square your hips to the left side first. Then imagine someone had the tip of your tailbone and was dragging it down. Keep that downward feeling and then shift your hips forward in both a seated or a standing position. So the tailbone tucks under, pulls down, and then it's a shift of the hips forward. A deeper lunge into your left knee. Wherever you are, slow, steady breaths. Twice more through. One more breath in. And a breath out. Amazing. Slide yourself back to center if you're seated. If you're standing, shake those hips out. Seated, wash your knees from side to side. And let's all come down for a seat just to have a quick sip of water. We'll move on to one final standing or seated flow. Similar to what we were doing before with the stepping the legs out to the side and out to the side in a seated position, and lunging from side to side in a standing position. Instead of doing this with just the legs and just a side lunge, we'll bring our hands in. And so before we had the ball that we were using, now we'll come back to reading that sheet of notes maybe telling us to relax, take it easy, be kind to ourselves. Some sort of mantra is written on your sheet. So let's start in a standing position. We'll just start with the arms. Okay, so as we did in a seated position before, if you're sitting down, exactly the same. Follow along exactly the same. If you need a chair nearby for standing, pop it in front of you. I don't want to, again, have it get in the way of the movement for me, but if you need the chair, right in front of you is perfect. Okay, so we'll start with our left hand. Lifting the left hand up, drawing it all the way over to the right side. Letting that left hand fall away, right hand up, shifting around to the left. Let that right hand fall, scoop away, left hand up. Right hand up. As you're ready in standing, you can start to shift your weight from side to side. Lunging into the right knee as you slide your left hand all the way over to that right side and into the left knee as you reach your right hand around to the left. Now to bring the breath in, you'll inhale as the hand floats around. Exhale as it scoops down over to the other side. If you're in a seated position, it looks exactly the same. Bringing your weight onto one sit bone and then the other. Keep going just like that. If you'd like to bring a stepping action in, you can step your 2 feet together as you move towards the left side, and then step over to the right. Follow with your left hand. Step both feet together as your left hand scoops down. Step left, sweep your right hand around to the left lunge. 2 feet together as your right hand slowly slides down. Over to the right side. Left hand sweeps around. 2 feet together as you slide that left hand down to the right, to the left, leading with the right hand. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Keep going. Just to show you what the chair variation looks like, if you need some extra support, you can just do the feet, stepping from side to side. It's a perfect variation in a standing position. We're really working deep into the fronts of our thighs, backs of the hips. And if you're seated, stepping 2 feet together, opening up, over to the other side, plus or minus hands. Once more to each side. Everyone slowly finish off. Draw yourself back to center. Seated or standing, take a moment. Loop the shoulders up, back and down. Let that movement settle in your body. Nice. Let's have a side body stretch. We haven't done one of these yet. So I'll show you the seated variation. Standing, you'll simply widen your legs, walk back from your chair and bow your torso forward. Seated again, widen your feet, fold yourself forward. Everybody press your hips back behind you and imagine somebody had your hands and they were pulling you towards them. Then breathe into the left and right side of your rib cage. One more breath, just like that. Let's stay for one more. It feels good. Slowly draw yourself back up. Let's all come down to a seat if you are not already there. Shift your second chair off to one side. Settle into your seat once again. Widen your legs. Turn your heels in, toes out, hands to the fronts of your thighs, and then just gently press your right knee away. You can let your torso bow forward a little bit. You can rest your left forearm on your left thigh. I'm looking for an inner thigh stretch here. Come to center. Take your left hand to the front of your left thigh or knee. Gently press that left knee away. And then take both of your hands to your thighs, thumbs in, fingers out. Your shoulders will come up to your ears. That's absolutely fine. Let your shoulders rise all the way up. Find length through your torso. Press both knees away from you. Bow your torso forward just a few centimeters. Breathe in and breathe out. One more time, just like that. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Sit yourself up, let your shoulders drop down, interlace your hands behind you, or catch a hold of opposite elbows or forearms. And then press your heart forward, breathe into the front of your chest. Stay for your breath out. One more inhale, find that length. As you exhale, fold your torso forward any amount. Stay for another breath in. And a long breath out. Your breath is slow and steady, fluid and even. Inhale, draw yourself back up. And on the exhale, heel toe your feet together. If you need to, just give the inner thighs a little bit of a massage. And then let's extend the right foot out in front. Pull your right toes back towards your face. Shuffle to the outer edge of your chair. Steady through the left leg. Push down into your left foot. Reach the right hand high. Breathe in. Bow forward and down. As you breathe out, tap the front of your right shin, foot, or toes. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale and fold. Wherever you land on this final fold, pause, stay there. Breathe deeply. Reach on up, deep breath in. Draw your right foot alongside your left. Right hand to your right thigh as you breathe out. Over to the left side. Start by setting up the leg first. Dig your heel into the ground. Pull your toes back towards your face. And we flow through this 3 times. And then we settle into our deepest variation of this stretch on the 3rd one. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. One more time, breathe in. Breathe out, fold down. Stay down. Next breath in, rise high. And as you breathe out, step your left foot in. Settle your left hand down. Nice, everyone. Outer hip stretch to finish. Cross your left ankle over your right ankle, your right shin, a step, or your right knee. You know the drill. Gently press your left knee away from you. Find length through your side body. Breathe in. Fold forward and down as you breathe out. Pause here for 2 breaths. And sit up tall, inhale. Settle your left foot down as you exhale. Over to the other side. Find your variation. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. Press your right knee away. Lengthen through your torso. Deep breath in. Bow as you breathe out. 2 breaths. Rise up, inhale. 2 feet together as you exhale. Wonderful, everyone. Settle your legs. They've worked really hard today with that flowing movement. You don't notice sometimes when you're constantly moving, but it does take a lot of effort through the lower half. And let's do one final stretch for our upper body. Reach both hands all the way up to the sky. Clasp your fingers together, make a fist, grow long out of your waist, and tip over to your right side. Pause here, breathing in, breathing out. One more inhale, and an exhale. All the way back to center, let your hands float down, give them a little bit of a shake out. Nice. And then we'll come over to the other side, reach up, interlace your fingers, grow long out of your waist, tip to the left, breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, exhale, center. Slowly let your hands float down. Fold yourself all the way forward, pause here. You can either scoop your hands beneath your thighs, give your legs a bit of a hug, or cross your forearms in front of your shins. Heavy your head down to the earth. Take a deep breath into the back of your kidney space. And slowly float all the way back up. Settle back into your chair. Let's take a few moments just to let all of that integrate. Heavy your back into the support of your chair. Relax your legs down. Settle your hands in your lap in whatever way feels good to you. Take a few slow, steady breaths here. You may like to come back to that visualization of floating. That wonderful feeling of weightlessness, of calm in your physical body and in your mind. Soak those sensations in, let your breath continue to flow through you. Quiet friend who has come so far. Feel how your breathing makes more space around you. Let this darkness be a bell tower, and you the bell as you ring. What batters you becomes your strength. Move back and forth into change. What is it like, such intensity of pain? If the drink is bitter, turn yourself to wine. In this uncontainable night, be the mystery at the crossroads of your senses, the meaning discovered there. And if the world has ceased to hear you, say to the silent earth, I flow. To the rushing water, speak, I am. As you're ready, start to deepen that beautiful flowing breath of yours. Let your breath wake you up. Soak in the last of the sounds of the lake wildlife that has shared our class with us today. And when you feel ready, blink your eyes open. Come back to your space. Thank you so much, everyone, for sharing today's flowing lake-inspired class with me. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know in the chat. I will endeavour to be online with you while this class is being played, and so that I can connect with all of you and we can enjoy it together. Have a great week ahead. You know the drill. If you haven't already, we would love a thumbs up for this class. Click subscribe or think about joining our channel as a way to access even more of all of the classes that you love. Can't wait to see you again next week. Have a wonderful time in the meantime. Thanks, everyone. Bye.